Hello and welcome to my Week 8 Wiki presentation. My name is Jacob Smith, and this Wiki focuses on ethics, collaboration, communication, and currency. Now, firstly, to address my role as a mandated reporter in California, it is my legal responsibility to report any instances of neglect or abuse. According to the mandated reporter training, this includes categories of professionals who are required by law to report instances of actual or suspected child abuse and child neglect, in which category teachers fall. As a teacher in California, it's my responsibility to report any known or suspected instances of child abuse to the county child welfare department or to a local law enforcement agency. In continuation, in regards to professional conduct, one goal that I have for myself is to embody professionalism across all facets of my professional life. So that includes professionality in speech, conduct, dress, communication, and also the maintenance of professional boundaries. Whether that's between myself and students or myself and colleagues, in committing to a professional practice in all those regards. According to some of the different codes of ethics set forth by various organizations across the educational realm, for example, the Council for Exceptional Children, one aspiration that I have is to promote meaningful and inclusive participation of all individuals with exceptionalities in their schools and communities. In addition, according to the California Department of Education, another intention that I have in alignment with this principle is to be rooted in student and educator needs demonstrated through data. So another practice of professionalism is to be responsive to data as it is generated and to modify and adapt my practices as new information is made available. In regards to communication and resolving conflict, in order to communicate effectively, one of my main intentions is to practice consistent and professional communication that can take a variety of different forms, but for example, hosting regular check-in meetings on a weekly, bi-weekly, or sometimes monthly basis with all team members, including parents and other members of the IEP or 504 team. Or maybe less involved would be a Google Doc with key information on it that can constantly be added to or updated to make sure that all team members have access to key information. And then lastly, sending home a weekly report, perhaps, to families and parents to ensure that they have information that's current and updated about the performance or the well-being of their student in class. In regards to conflict resolution, one of my intentions is to sort of lead by example, to practice taking ownership over either my role or the district's role in any sort of conflict, and try to sort of recreate the culture of a conflict from being combative to collaborative. And so creating a refocusing on the intention of being student-centered and ensuring positive outcomes for students, making sure that the individual's ego is not the focus of the conflict, but rather the well-being of the student. And lastly, in order to remain current and objective in my practice, a couple of intentions that I bring in with me into the future are attending regular personal development or professional development trainings to maintain constant influence and to constantly be learning and evolving as a professional. Furthermore, I intend to collaborate with other colleagues who are in the field and also practice critical reflection and self-evaluation on a regular basis to ensure that I'm avoiding complacency and always seeking to grow and to learn and to evolve. And finally, to assess students within the context of the history of public education. Essentially, my goal is to practice equity and not project my values onto students in the setting, but rather to focus on what skills and unique abilities that each student brings into the classroom and try to capitalize and celebrate those things. Furthermore, I intend to acknowledge that students from typically marginalized communities bring different strengths and cultural identities into the classroom, and instead of using standardized paradigms to assess their knowledge or their competence, rather I intend to focus on the skills and unique abilities that each individual student brings with him or her into the classroom, and build an educational experience around those competencies. In conclusion, it's been a great semester. I wish everybody a phenomenal career wherever it ends up taking you, and thank you for a great 8 weeks.